Good morning. Welcome to the Easy Stream. We hang out in the fish room and everything gets done. I can hear myself talking, but I see no video. All right, hang on a second. We're already off to a bad start. Whoops. Here we go. Move it, puppy. Go. Wait, it is working. Never mind. Never mind. Am I here? You guys see me? I don't know. I saw a black screen for a second there. Got all worried. I know everything's delayed. What are we looking at? We're looking at the wrong camera. Okay. How about now? Are we still looking at the black screen? Oh. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. That explains it. Okay. There was a script that would run at the end of the intro that would swap to this camera. And I updated OBS last week, and I think that's the problem. I think the script didn't get recognized, or we got pushed forward. Huh. We're gonna have to do a little jiggering on that tank, I can tell. Anyway, let's say good morning, people. Andy Carson, good morning. Anyway, I was saying this is the Easy Stream.
Said,
welcome.
%.
See? Alright. There's a bug. We got a... Oh, shit. Jesus Christ, Lily.
It said %.
Yeah, that's a bug. Hang on. That's not working. Let me fix that. I can turn this down.
Congratulations, Bionic Bigfoot, on the membership milestone. Bionic Bigfoot has been an extraordinary aquarist for 17 months.
Well, congrats. Thanks. Okay, let's try that. Somebody want to try speaking, please? I was messing with the bot this morning, trying to change things. Anyway, it said, good morning, Jason. And good morning, Peplin. I haven't even said hi to anybody yet. I'm already all like, it's all over the place. Here we go. We're starting already. All right, let's see if this works. Speak.
Bionic Bigfoot said hello.
Well, good morning.
Depths Unknown said hello.
All right, I fixed it. I think I fixed the super chat thing, but I won't know until there is a super chat. And it should not, I don't know. We'll see. Apparently, I screwed up. Anyway, welcome to the Easy Stream, where we hang out in this fish room, and we get everything done all the time, and it's always easy. And let's say good morning. Good morning, Andy Carson. Thanks for being here. Xanadu, what's up, man? Sketty Nonya, good morning. HHD, Hagen Hill Design, good morning, good morning. Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane, good morning, sir. Victor C, what's up, dude? Greg's Catfish Cave, evening, good evening, sir. Dennis Christensen, good day, good day. Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Bruiser CB. Said good morning, Depths Unknown. Good morning, chat. Just got to the Reptile Expo. We'll catch the replay. Well, thanks for tuning in there, Bruiser, and have a blast at that Reptile Expo. Reptiles are not my thing, but people are into them, and I hope you have a good time. Vinoski, what's up, man? Peplin Creek, good morning, good morning. Am I down here at the bottom already? Bionic Bigfoot, good morning. All right, if I missed you, I'm sorry. Say something in chat. I'll say hi. But what do we got going on? Last week we set up that whole cats. Messing with the dog. Saw that. A little aggression over there. Yeah, we got that fry system rack thing plumbed. Yeah, let me move the camera real quick. What happened? Why are we looking at this camera? Did I do that? I don't know what's happening right now. Or did I screw up? Okay. I don't know how long we've been looking at a screen that's whatever, just fish tanks. Anyway, this fry rack over here. We did some work on that last week. The siphon overflow thing that we had going on, it's working. However, I think it was starting to back up. So I turned it off last night before I went to bed. That way I didn't wake up with water all over the floor. So I might have to reset that siphon. I don't know what I'm going to do if that's going to... We need a better solution. And the only solution that's better that I could think of would be drilling the tank. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Or do one of those overflow
Average
boxes.
__ Canadian _ Avgeek said, "Good morning."
Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us. Everything's good now? All right, cool. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Jake Katie River? I don't know what that means. I'm confused. Anyway. Yeah, so, here, why don't we get a camera over there? All right, hang on, let's go back. This one. Zoe, what are you doing, Poppy? What did I just do? Disconnected the camera. This one, okay. Why is this so loose? Hang on. It's starting. The first, I mean, come on, Zoe. Why is this so janky? There's that. There's that. Now I gotta go mess with the camera because I'm pretty sure I shut it off. What is going on with this cord? I don't know if you guys can hear, but every time I touch this camera, it disconnects. Gonna be okay? I don't know. We may be okay. I don't know. Give me a sec here. Everything's always easy. Welcome to the easy stream. All right, let's try something here. Properties. We gotta deactivate and reactivate. There we go. All right. Nothing ever happened. Southwest Florida Aquatics, good morning.
HHD said, "Katie Hagen, Jake, and River Hill."
Katie Hagen, Jake, and River Hill.
Bionic
Okay.
Bigfoot said,
Okay.
"WTF." Andy Carson said, "Easy entertainment."
Yeah, WTF. That's what I'm thinking. All right. This is the system here. I turned the pump off. I did get the Inkbird heater controller set up last week, same day. There are a ton of baby Celebes in here, by the way. Here, this is what we're gonna do. I am going to move this out of the way. I'm gonna take this siphon overflow. Try not to make a huge mess. Trying to figure out. Ooh, I just. So much for that not making a huge mess thing. Oh my god, I'm spilling water all over myself. Rinse this out, make sure there's nothing clogging it. We're gonna reset it and see if it. Some snails in there. Maybe that's what was clogging it up.
Daniel Velez said, "Good morning, everyone."
Good morning, Daniel. Hopefully things are going better for you. It's starting off crispy. Cooked. We got a little lily cat. Skulking. Come here, you. Alright, this floor's a mess. This cat wants that. She loves twist ties. That's her favorite pastime. Here she goes. It's like, give me the twist tie. Give it to me. Alright, I rinse this out. Oh, sorry, Lily. Got you wet. I'm not sure why it stopped working. Well, I mean, it was working. It was just slow. So I'm going to restart this. Yeah. I think I'm just going to set it on the edge of the tank this time. Feel like air might have gotten in the system somehow. I don't know. This does not give me the warm and fuzzies anymore, man. So we gotta... I'm worried this is gonna clog up and then we're gonna have a million things. Oh! Okay. There's that. There's that. I'm all wet. Water's everywhere. Get this twist hider. What you got, Lily? Here. Psst. There's water all over the floor. Let me plug this in. See what happens. Turn the pump back on. Ooh. And we got Monty here. We got Cat City going. Oh, Lily just ran. Come on.
Bionic Bigfoot said I got 21 Buenos Aires Tetra 2 days ago.
This stupid camera just disconnected again. I don't know what's going on with this. But it's clearly this. Like, I don't understand what is going on. Is there a problem with...
Daniel Velez said, Jason, where did you get that hose? I need some for a pre-filter, and it would be helpful to be that
Dude.
flexible. Is this silicone based?
It is, I think I got it on... Either I got it from Amazon or I got it from Home Depot. One of the two, I don't remember. Anyway, I gotta restart this camera again. Deactivate. Activate? Okay. Apparently touching this camera. Something janky about the USB connection. Alright. Let's see, are we are overflowing. It is working.
Bionic Bigfoot said you need a new cord.
Yeah, I don't know why though. Because it's at this end, and this end's like the stable end, like it doesn't really move. So maybe there's a disconnection somewhere in this cord? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. We're chug-a-lugging. There we go. It's funny. I have no idea, whatever. Let's leave that there for now. You guys can see this. Let's see if we can go down without the camera. Nope, camera shut off. The moment this cord moves, what is going on? Why is this so jank? Alright, we might be down to one camera today. Let me, yeah, the moment I move it. Every single time. There's no reason for it. Alright. Let me go back here. Let me figure out what's going on here. See if I can get this to actually. we're gonna move this over here. And I'm going to unplug it because I'm sick of hearing that.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane, said duct tape, super glue, and zip ties.
Yeah, it ain't working.
It's newish camera.
I mean, I touched the camera. I don't even move the cord, and it disconnects. So there's something funky going on there. So yeah, we're down to one camera today. Let's deal with that. Pretty sure it's just a cord problem, but whatever. So now you guys get to go on wild rides with me. Okay. First wild ride. Start here. We're going to deal with the fry because I forgot to deal with them last week. The spawning mops. This mop was from the Past Sky Rainbows, the new ones. I put this in here right after we started this, well, after the stream. Sometime during the week I put this in here. I did not see any eggs. It's only been in here for less than a week, so I don't think we're going to see any fry. But we're going to look anyway. And we'll just go around, see what we got. Okay? Like I said, I don't expect to see anything here.
Bionic Bigfoot said got 3 camera, need 1.
Yeah.
Victor C said that's a clean looking tank.
It is pretty clean, right? Well, it was empty last week, and we filled it up. No fry. Shocker. And I did not put a mop, like an idiot, in there after I took that one out. So that's a yellow mop. We got to go to red, orange, yellow, green. Green. This week is green. Let's find some green mops. Here's a green mop. Gonna rinse this, stick it in with the
Skipper's
Past
Aquarium
guys.
said good morning, mates.
Yo! What's up, man? I saw you at your auction last night. Hope it went well. Sorry, man, I couldn't attend. I was incapacitated. All right.
Geek Boy said middle finger emoji.
I knew that was coming. Good morning, Geek. Green mop is going in with the Past Sky Rainbows. Blue eyes. Hopefully we can get some fry. I see 5 fish in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did have one of them die. Not entirely sure why. So instead of having 6, I got 5. All right. Down here. Let's go down. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm gonna move the camera down to here. Might be too low. I don't know if you can see all those little fish. Let's see if we can get it lit from the side or something. Look at all those fry. There's a little ton of these little dudes in here. This one's doing pretty good. I didn't put a mop in the tank either. So we gotta take, whoa. Swear, dude. Swear. I take this green mop out.
Skipper's Aquarium said, what are those?
These are celebes, rainbows. Trying to get the moss off of this thing. Yeah, bunch of little babies, and I also I did set up the outdoor tub, which is, you know, a Home Depot, one of those rigid 27-gallon totes. I put the mop from the Celebes in there, some guppy grass, some other stuff, some of the logs and the rocks that I took out of the one tank that were covered in BBA, stuck it in the tub. So I'll put this mop, the blue mop or green mop, in there, and let's hope we get some more babies. Then I'm going to start using the Celebes to, every time I get the mop, I'm going to put the fry, or the spawning mop, in the outdoor tub. So I'm going to try and grow Celebes out there. I also would like to get some rainbows, or some blue eyes. I don't know. Maybe well, let's see what mops has eggs. I know the frittatas always have eggs. Speaking of frittatas, let's go down. Let's see what we got down here. I know we got two big ones, or whatever, semi-juveniles. I keep seeing them swimming. Yeah, they're in the back there. You can see the one behind the pump back there. Or at least two in here. Not sure if I've seen any more. Yeah, there's the other one. Okay. These guys are getting a little big too, so I might have to take them out. This problem is I think they're going to start eating the babies. Let's see, we need a green mop. Here's the green mop. See, we got water flowing out. These are babies? No, but we definitely got some juveniles. I think we should take them out. They seem to be big enough. I don't know. We'll take a look at them. But let me rinse this mop off.
Skipper's Aquarium said, Jen says hi, Jason.
Hey, what's up, Jen? Good morning. And hello. All right, there's that. Might as well grab this. Might as well grab this. Get some nets. All right, I am going to try and catch some fish. Let me move you back a hair. Let's see. Turn that light on. See if we can coerce them out. Here's the problem: is this is gonna be hard. How far? Oops. Sorry. Just touching the filter. This is going to be tricky. See both over there. Ooh. I got that one. Whee. Yeah, there you are. Stop flipping. That's one. I don't know. That might be too small. Go with the parents. Probably get chased a bit, but I think he wouldn't get eaten. Here's the other one. There. Damn it. Here, let's keep this in here. And we gotta force these dudes over that way. You know what, hang on. Let me get my tray so I can start putting these mops in there, make my life easier. We got to do the water testing as well on the 75. All right, let's take this out for a sec. Put you there. Put you there. Put you there. This is the one we already rinsed. Alright, cool. So this will go with, set that over there. I see you, little dude. Did I get him? Yes, I did. Also got this piece of gubby grass. Alright, boom. Let's double check, see if there's anybody else in here. If anybody else in here, they're little, so they can stay in here. And we'll put these mops back in here, because it's not time for them yet. Okay, that's that. Then we got these dudes. I don't know. They might be too small. Let's go take a look at the colony. The colony does not have a light on, but we can change that. Hang on a sec, bear with me. I'm gonna set you on the stool. This is very precarious. There we go, there we go. All right. Hang on, I need 2 hands. Do a comparison. I think it'll be all right. Look. They'll get chased for a minute, but I don't think they'll get eaten. They get harassed. Usually it's just because they're new. I don't know. I think we're going to be okay. And on that note, let's get the mop out of here. See if there's any eggs. A couple. There's one right there. 2 right there, actually. This one has eyeballs. Already a little bit along. It's because I didn't change these mops last week. So that theoretically they've been here for 2 weeks. All right, let's throw that in. Here. We'll throw the green mop back. We'll continue on here. Hang on. I'm going to let those guys temp acclimate. Not like I think there's a big difference, but just to be sure. Here's the new mop. I'm going to turn this light back off so that the fry can hide if they have to. What is going on? There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's go over here. This is Gertrude's? Yeah, Gertrude's. Whoa, whoa. Okay, there were at least 2 Gertrudes in here. They might be getting big enough to go to the colony too. What to do with the light? Good question. Oh, of course. I just had it, man. It's over here. Got 1 there. 2. So that little guy, maybe. Maybe. We gotta take the green mop out. There's 2 green mops in here. Oops. We'll rinse these. Bear with me. Alright. One of these goes here to dry out, and one of them goes with the Gertrudes. And let me get a specimen container, and we will catch those fry as well. I think they're good enough to move with the parents. They've been in there for quite a while. I see you both in this corner. Stuck on. What am I hitting? Sponge. Got one. Cool. That was easy. Get the other one. Oh, I had him. Oh, I got him. I got them both. Look at that. No net. 2 babies. Let's go take them to the parents, see what they look like. Yeah. These are the Gertrudes, the main colony. Here's 2 new. Whoops. Try not to pin you against the glass there. And they'll be alright. Let's grab the mop. Gotta set you down a second. Here, I gotta set you all the way down. Hold on. Okay. Let's get back over here. Do you see any eggs in this mop? Up here. Not really. Color again, dark green is in there now. This is a light green. I should really start noticing whether, I don't know, like if the different color mops give us different color. Now hang on a second. Means this one's been in here for a long time because this is a yellow mop. Should take this out and rinse it. Somehow I skipped a yellow mop week on this tank. This thing's been in there for quite a while. So we will also let that dry out. All right, cool. Yes, okay. Double check, see any fry. And I've cleared out the bigger ones. Nope. 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 Okay. Put that lid back on. Where is my phone? So I can see what we're looking at. Interesting. Oh, there it is. I can keep up on chat too. Okay. All messages. There we go. All right. What am I doing? Oh yeah, we got to do the cellums or the luminatus. guess. Let's put this. I don't know how this is gonna work. I gotta play with this lid because this lid, like all the pipes sticking out down there, and this lid is kind of like just in the way. All right, let's see any loomies. Not seeing anything moving. This side of the thing is still unheated. So, and I haven't bothered to, I don't know, set this one up yet, I guess. I'm still debating on whether I'm going to drill this top tank, kind of do it like that, and just have one overflow, PVC overflow going on over there. Or if I'm going to drill, or just make two PVC overflows. And I'm still on the fence about this PVC overflows, especially after this one started slowing down and this tank started getting like it was going to overflow. Like it was filling faster than it was draining, and it's draining pretty slow. Or whatever. The pump is on like low. I had to. Oh yeah, we had that crazy Franken cobbled PVC valve system with the. Since I went to Home Depot, I got fittings so I can make it more like a traditional. Some street elbows, you know.
Smith said, "Morning, Jason in chat."
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Anyway, so there are no Brian here that I can see. I'm going to see what the temp is in here, by the way. 74, 73.8. A little on the low side. Okay, this is going to go with the Luminatus. See if we got any eggs. Oh, puppy, what are you doing? Did somebody take your bed? What are you doing? Oh, mommy's using a microwave. I see. Eh. Thought I saw an egg a second ago. Might have just been water. There's a snail. There's another snail. There's an even smaller snail. Actually, it looks like a bunch of eggs from snails. Snail eggs.
Andy Carson said, "Is Zoe afraid of the microwave?"
No, I think Zoe recognizes the microwave as somebody's making food, and she wants to be part of it. I think that's what's going on. And usually, a lot of times, like, the microwave was popcorn, and that's like her favorite. So she thinks every time she hears a microwave, she associates little kernels of popcorn. All right. Pretty sure that was all the fry, at least the mops. We got a mop in with the past guys now. We got a mop back in with the Celebes. There is a spawning mop from last week, the Celebes, that are out in the tub. I have to make sure I feed on like a pretty heavy regular basis. Kind of keep the eggs production up. I have not made brine shrimp in a long time. Maybe I should set that up. Because, yeah. Yeah. don't know. Mm. You know, live good live foods for the babies. I just love looking at these little babies over here, man. There's so many of them. Look at all those fry. I don't know if you can even see half of them. Speaking of that, I don't think I fed these guys today. This morning. Let me do that. I have my little golden pearls, like the powder form. Little dash. Do it to all the tanks, even if there are no fry that I see, just in case. Plus it helps I think it keeps the cycle going. Snails fed. I'm gonna go over here and...
Andy Carson said there's a lot of babies.
Oh yeah. I like it. It seems like since the heater got kicked on in that tank, like more of them. Guess that's what they were waiting for. Some heat. Alright. Let's see what you're looking at. I'm gonna see what the camera sees. Oh yeah, you can see those dudes. Pretty cool. Let's see. This camera. Even more babies. Let's see how far we can zoom in. Starting to see the refresh rate on the LED. What that blinking is. Eh. Babies! They're going crazy because I just fed everybody. See, that's how it should be. It should be at like that height, right? Because the bypass is working just fine right now. Speaking of that, this is how I was monitoring the situation. And I noticed it started filling up. Or looking like it was filling up. Put this there, put that. Jesus. There we go. That way, when it starts to get to this rim, it'll set off that alarm. I'll hear an alarm going off, and then I know, like, hey, something's wrong. But I don't like. I don't know. Something tells me I'm just going to have to try drilling the tank again. And I had to put the sponge underneath the pump because the pump was making some horrible rattling noise on the bottom of the glass down there. It was very distracting. Okay, well, I think that's good with babies. Let's get into this. Another week. Another round of testing. Everybody seems to be doing good here. Put that there. Move you that way. Panagars are doing good. I've been trying to maintain a consistent amount of food that I put in here. Not too much. So hopefully I'm removing the variable of too much, too little food. Ooh, don't break it. Oh yeah, let me try this. Can I do that? Yes. Let's try this. Testing something. Here we go.
Thank you, Defs Unknown, for the $2. USD Super Chat. You rock. Defs Unknown said you are the coolest dude I
It
have ever
worked!
met.
Right on. Woo! There you go. Okay, so she can read those now. Awesome. All right, let's go to the testing. Take this with me. What do I need? What am I doing? I'm losing my mind. Okay, over here. Start with the nitrates.
Andy Carson said, I wonder if you removed another section of BBA if the Garrus would find it easier to maintain.
Yeah, maybe. So far, we've removed the BBA encrusted filters, right? We had 2 new sponge filters. That was the one that we did originally, I think. That was the newer one, but that had the dried BBA up. Seems to be okay. There still seems to be that little patch right there on the log that I don't know if it's because that's where the current is hitting or that's where the garas are kind of maintaining things. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna keep on it. We're gonna see where everything is all the time. Oh, I need the lids. All right. Yeah, I don't know. We'll try. I think more plants in there would help too. Like I know Anubias is in there. They're kind of like slow growers. Crips, I think Crips would be good in there too. More Crips. Crips I put in there seem to have been stabilized a little bit, so I think they're good. I don't think I have to worry about them getting pulled out anymore. It's kind of like, it is what it is. All right, let's turn this on. Let's calibrate. We already got this. Let's try.
SWFL Aquatics said, will Yellow Lab cyclids be okay with Bristol nose plecos?
Yeah, I think so. I used to keep, it took a little while, but I used to have the Mason eyes, which are African cichlids. They're actually some of the like hardcore ones, I think. Like they're pretty territorial. And I used to keep some bristlenose in there. And yes, they would kind of pick at him and whatever, but he found a place that he would just hide. And they kind of left him alone after that, if that makes any sense. So I think he'd be all right. But if you
3G
notice him getting
said
jacked
only
up,
13
maybe.
likes. We got some slackers.
Yeah, what's going on with that 3G? And good morning, sir. All right, we got that. Let's start the countdown. Calibrate this one. Yellow labs with the bristlenose, I think you'd be okay. I think you'd be okay. But it's a, it's that caveat. Like there always be that one dude that just like can't stand that fish is in the tank, right? All right, we're calibrated. Let's get this packet of reagent. That one's counting down. Cool. All right, let's shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. I think when we get done with this water change and testing here, I'm gonna release the babies to fry into their parent colonies. We'll move on. Press and hold. Got 3 minutes. Okay. We'll let that chooch. I kept yellow labs and bristlenose together, says Andy Carson. I just made sure the bristlenose has its own cave. The labs won't tolerate their nest being invaded. Yep. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, make sure there's plenty of hides. Dude, I love that African cichlid tank. I often think about that. It was a 75. Do I even have the papers down here? I do. I did, yeah. And I had, here, I can show you. Actually, I can use that. It's even smaller. It's better. You'll get the idea. Bought these limestone pavers, which is, great for buffering pH alkaline in a African cichlid tank. But these are pavers made out of limestone. And I created a wall in the back of the tank that kind of curved. And they were staggered like this, right? Don't worry about that. I just pulled these out from underneath the sink over there. Some little fuzzies on them. And I had them staggered, right? So that like every row there was a set of caves. And a couple of them I left out. And it kind of looked like a crumbling wall in the back there. And there must have been like 150 caves. And the demasonites were all over that place. And there was a spot for the bristlenose that he found. That was my one and only bristlenose I've ever had. And that's that. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pandagars currently. And there are 8 in here total. Okay. Let me test the TDS here. And we'll move on. Yeah, that African cichlid tank was pretty cool. Then I bought some subpar food. And everything changed.
The Nano Aquarium guy said good morning all.
Good morning. 363. This TDS has dropped a bit. Huh. Let's and good morning, Nano Aquarium guy. All right, let's pull up my spreadsheet. Today is the 18th. Alexa, stop. Yeah, 363 is what the TDSs are at. The phosphates just finished. Let's see what they're at. They are at 0.78. What in the? Zero. What in the? I don't know what's going on. Just don't know what's going on. Let me remain calm. Maybe it was just a mistake. Still got 2 minutes on that. Take this out of here. This does not look like it should be 0.78. Just gonna recalibrate. I'm gonna try it again. I'm just gonna shoot it this time.
SWFL Aquatic said, did he say what DO?
I said, what the? What I said. All right, let's see what it reads. 0.35. Okay. Must have been like a bubble or something it read. I think that's more accurate. Because the fluid doesn't even look blue. I'm going to have to take that test again just to double check. All right. Get out of this, turn this off. The other one's going to be done in 18 seconds. So let's rinse this out real quick. Fill it up with some tank water. Take out the excess tank water. Okay. The other one says 20.9 for the phosphates, or the nitrates, which is real close to what it was last week. Same with the 0.35 if that is accurate, so we're going to test that again. Just to be sure. Never ends. All right, let's calibrate. Let's get another phosphate test.
SWFL Aquatic said it's hard to watch stream and not overflow tank.
You need the overflow system, right? You're gonna pull a whip. Okay. So 20.9. Okay. Okay, there's that. Fishy! Did it work? Did you get a fishy? I missed it. Here, I know how to test, make sure it's working. I can do the fishy too. Give me a fishy! No fishy? Hang on, what's happening here? No, oh, there goes the fishy. All right, cool.
Andy Carson said I got lots of fishies!
Cool! Right, there's a delay. I keep forgetting about that when I'm watching it on my phone. All right, it's 3 minutes, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, that's cooking. I say we start the water change. Yeah, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Okay.
Window licker hash 5
Yo, window licker.
said, "Don't worry, Jason. I'm here to nag you.
Thank you.
That filter on the left looks like it needs a swap."
That's the one we
Good
just
morning.
swapped. And that's the one. Window licker. Window licker. Remember when I said I wanted that sponge to dry out for eternity? That's the one that we took from this side, dried out for like a month, and then we put it back over there. Told you that was not a good idea. I think it's just getting choked up, honestly. We'll see. Oh, I gotta unplug the... Unplug. Okay. That's cooking. Who let the fishes out? Long Family Shoal, good morning. What's up, Mr. Long? Alright, what else we gotta do? Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's something I've been talking about doing for weeks, months even, is culling some of these fricatas and some of these celebes so I can
Window licker hash 5
clean
said
up
they
the
will always
genetics.
have BBA. They suck up the spores.
It's true. It is true. We'll see. BBA is looking a little browner, grayer, a little lighter colored. It's not the typically like dark black of healthy BBA, so I'm thinking maybe. I'm not even gonna say it, but I'm thinking maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Keep an eye on this. What else we got? We got a cola celebs. Try and make their colony.
John Mackenzie said, "Good morning, weirdos."
Good morning, sir. Oh, that's one thing I did want to do. Well, I'll call first, and then I'll do that. I was gonna call the celebes, the main colony, and then I have like the F2s, I guess, from last year. The result of the summer tub. Oh, that's my alarm. Alexa. Sorry. That says 0.40. So I'm thinking the 3.5 was a little more accurate. Let me do this again. Take another just quick shot. See what it says. Calibrate. Good morning, Mr. Mackenzie. Good morning, weirdo. I don't know, the bot didn't read that? Or I just didn't hear it. Well, let's see what this says. This says 040-037. Alright, I'll split the difference. The other one said 3.5, that one said 40, we'll do 3.7. Okay? Make you happy? .37. Alright, let's take a look while the water is changing. Okay. Nitrates are about the same, slightly higher, 0.3 higher. Phosphates, slightly down from last week, unless you're counting it. They're about even from last week. TDSs are down. They did drop, which is interesting. They were pretty consistent on the drop. Makes me wonder. We'll see. See how this goes. When we start this, we started this in October. Holy cow. Been doing this for 6 months now. Almost 7. Nice. Alright, let that chooch. Yeah, and alright, so I'm going to cull the fricatas and the celebs. And by cull, I mean I'm just going to take out the ones that look janky. And I'm going to put them in their own tank. Probably the 20 long that's on the bottom rack has a Synodontis in it. That would be a good tank for quote-unquote culls. I'm not going to kill them. I'm just going to move them out so
Winderlick
that...
Hash 5 said, sorry I'm late. Did you have a better hatch rate? How did the sump turn out?
Yeah, you missed that part. The sump, I turned it off last night because the PVC overflow was running slow, and the tank was kind of over a long period of time was kind of slowly filling up. So I didn't want it to overflow while I was sleeping, so I
Andy
unplugged the
Carson
pump.
said, I don't remember why some dates on the spreadsheet are highlighted pink.
Oh, those are the days that I fertilized with, what do you call it, the potassium.
Daniel Veles said,
About
do you
once a month.
calibrate all your testing equipment?
I do. I have. The thing with those drop checkers is that every time I do a test, it calibrates itself. That's the first thing you got to do is you just empty a vial of just tank water. You put it in there and it's supposed to zero everything out. So theoretically, those drop checkers calibrate themselves every single time.
Skipper's Aquarium said that is some nice black moss.
You like that? I can get you some, man. I know a guy. But yeah, Daniel, and the other thing I did calibrate, we did this actually recently, was the TDS meter. There is a solution, like 368 solution. It's a known TDS, a mix between salt, whatever, certain amount of distilled water, certain amount of calcium or sodium chloride, salt, and it gives a specific TDS, 368, and then you calibrate the thing. We did that a couple weeks ago. It wasn't even that long ago. Yeah. So theoretically, things are calibrated every, the TDS meter is kind of, one of those that could float, I guess. I didn't check it today. But the last time I did it, it was only off by a couple points. So I hope things are calibrated. Yeah, and the pink things are right here. Let's go back and look. Yeah, the pink is the weeks that I've put the potassium sulfate in there. It's usually about once a month, right? April 6th, May 4th, March 9th, February 9th, January 5th, right around the first week. This one's a little off. That was the 11th. I have been putting in the iron from Nilo CG, the whatever. I have been adding it to this tank. Actually, I've been kind of adding it to all my tanks. So we'll see. That's what that is.
Daniel Veles said I lost a colony of Caridina shrimp because I did not calibrate my TDS pen. I calibrate often now.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I just kind of use it as like a snapshot. I don't really need to... I guess if I was dealing with Caridinas, I probably should keep an eye on that a little bit better. Yeah, I'm not sure. Alright, I'm done looking at that test results, so I'm going to put it away. I'm just sitting here watching this tank slowly drain. Taking it easy today, guys. Last week it was a lot of work. I'm still recuperating from all that work. What did I do on my phone? There it is. Yeah, that's rough, man. Losing a colony of fish. Hmm. Or a colony of shrimp. There's one of Fishy Mun's L333s. See if I can move the camera and not spook the fish. There's one right there. There's one in that cave there. There's a total of like 6 in here somewhere. He's looking good. Not sure where the others are. Hidden. Get in there. Oops. Okay. What else we got? Stupid thing. I wonder. Is this loose or something? Might be. Now forget this. Alright, while I'm here.
Window Liquor Hash 5 said how would you feel about upping the bio load? Maybe some mollies in there. I hear they like to grass on algae.
Yeah. I don't know how the mollies would do with the... Not so much the geos. Although I have seen them get kind of territorial. But I'd be more worried about the firemouth and the festivum. The festivum won't handle
said,
it.
"Morning, Jason."
Yo, what's going on, Mr. E? I'm assuming that's Mr. E. Kenny. Good morning. How you been, man? Yeah, I don't know if mollies would last. I think that festivum would wreck them. That festivum is you don't tolerate other fish very well. I mean, he literally chased those Panagaras like until he was exhausted. I think that's the only reason he gave up on trying to kill them.
Skipper's Aquarium said, "Happy birthday, Kenny."
Well, happy birthday, Kenny. Right on.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane said, "Happy birthday, Kenny."
Right on. Speaking of birthdays, I think Fishymon had a birthday too. Recently. I haven't seen him this morning yet, so. But yeah, happy birthday, dude. Yeah, increasing the bio load, but then that means more. We did just increase the bio load. We put 8 Panagars in there. A huge difference. I think what I should do is put more plants in there. Maybe when we get into the culling of the celebes, I can snag some of the new crypts in there.
Skipper's Aquarium said Kirk did a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Yep. Oh no, I just realized I have my desktop audio on. You're probably hearing... You guys hearing an echo every time somebody speaks? Is that what's up? Hearing an echo every time? Just realized that. Curious. Whoops. Oh well. Boy, this a whole lot of technical issues on this stream today. Bulls on parade. Still hearing? Oh yeah. Bulls on parade. I just had a birthday too. Happy birthday. Right on, Window Liquor. Happy birthday. I have not yet. It's coming up. Soon. Next
John
weekend.
Mackenzie said, no, echo, echo, here.
Alright, cool. Well, good. That's good. Because apparently my desktop audio was probably bleeding through. Oh well. Things happen. So what am I doing? Remind me, I'm just playing. Okay. Let's see. Alright, if I'm gonna... I guess I should start setting up... Oh, I'm gonna need some stuff, yeah, so... I got the step stool, which I believe is upstairs. Because I was working on that room. Speaking of which, that room is almost done. That front room.
Window Liquor #5 said, what are you doing on your birthday, Jason?
I'm going out to eat with some friends. To this place called House and Barn. Where apparently they have some of the best burgers. They were voted in the top 100 burgers in the United States. They're pretty good burgers. Let me get my step stool. Yeah, that room's almost done. I got the blinds up. I got the curtain rod up. I got the trim up. I got the windowsills installed. The only thing I got to do is touch up the paint on the trim. Yeah. But it has been a pretty crappy week for painting. Nothing but raining like every day. Well, yesterday was kind of nice, but it's taking a day off. Let's get this out of my way. Let's get this out of my way. Let's get this out of my way. Some miscellaneous fish food. Snail food. I got all these like samples of like shrimp and snail food from the Clash that I'm still like feeding to my shrimp my shrimp colonies. My dwindling shrimp colonies. I really got to keep up on them. Alright, we're almost done here though. Yeah, it's been what, a couple weeks since we put the Pandagars in there, so I think they're starting to adjust. The tank life. Everybody's got their little rhythm. Trying to keep the feeding to a minimum, or you know, what I should do is make a container that's like set them out. This is what I feed this tank. Just like a scoop, right? Maybe I have to look into that. I went 2 days last week. I usually skip a couple of feedings. I think there was 2 feedings that got skipped last week. The AI reverb voice sounded cool. Ah, see? So it did have some reverb. It doesn't anymore though, right? Man alive.
Window Licker Hash 5 said, speaking of food, I really miss a good Philly cheesesteak. I have looked around here and there are not good one person put BBQ sauce on it. I was not happy.
Believe you get shot doing that around here. Will not mess around with cheesesteaks. Philly cheesesteaks. Whoops. Oh. Yeah, this cable is definitely jacked. I wonder why though. That one dude's still got a... Yeah, see, that's like the one of the dudes I want to... Well, not like you can see this because this... I gotta get this camera around here. What I need to do is get this whole thing out of my way. Let's set it over here. And let me get this cord out of the way. I'm going to turn this on and just pump this water out of this bucket.
Elaine said Arby's Reuben sandwich is a great substitute. Face blue smiling.
Nice. What are the... I don't know. Like the spray cheese, that's kind of what some of the places, like Pat, Geno's and Pat's, that's what they do. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. But I personally like when they use like whatever, provolone. I think it's provolone. Might just be mozzarella. I like the real cheese. Give me the real cheese. That's good enough. Don't get too out of control here. Alright, starting to suck air on the power head. That's the sign. Just going to put this hose over here because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need that again. Turn that off. Oh yeah, here's something I've been meaning to do. My fill tube. I'm going to check to see what the temp is after. I'm going to let that run for a minute. So I think it got... In the summer and the winter, I need to kind of make sure I adjust that knob because I think in the winter it runs a little cooler, so I gotta turn the heat up a little bit to keep it. And in the summer, obviously the opposite. Yes, I don't want to be filling the tank with like warm water or like too warm. I don't think it would hurt them. Just, I think it's better when it's not so warm. Alright, so let's find something. 81 degrees, yeah, that might be a little warm. So let's turn that down. Let that run. I knew it felt warm. It's starting to drop. 78, 77, 76, 75, and it's dropping quick now. It was just a slight little change. 73, 72, 72.6, 5. Still dropping. 70, 69. That might be a little too cold.
Alicia and Aya said Pat and Gino said tourist trap garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Window Liquor #5 said the best one or the best time getting one was down at the docks. Mobile shack with this well scary looking chick just chewing out the yard guys as she was serving it up. It was hellacious.
Love it. Those are probably the best cheesesteaks you've ever had in your life. I'm down. It's like that around here. There's a bunch of like food trucks, like taco trucks and stuff. Man, I got a hankering for that. I think I might have to hit that up tomorrow. All right, 62. Why do I just keep dropping? Come on now. Too cold. Slight little adjustment. Yeah, it takes a minute for the to flow through the tube too, so. Okay, it's climbing. 64, 65, 66, 68, 67. Now we're going back down. So I think that's probably good. 68. Seems like we're holding around here. 68, 69, 68. That's my hand you're scanning. Yeah, 68, 69. Keeps bouncing back and forth. All right, cool. I'm cool with that. Sufficiently cold, but not too
John
cold.
McKenzie said I could go for a food truck burrito.
Dude. There's this food truck around here called Taco Town. Oh. Start dreaming about it. Let's fill this back up. With 69-degree water. Oh, I'm going to use the Nilo CG iron. 1 pump per 10 gallons. 7 pumps sounds good. This is 1% iron. Derived from ferrous glutenate. DTPA iron and EDTA iron. Whatever that means. Dissolved iron, I guess. Iron in solution. Hey, there's an adult boy. Alright. I am going to finish filling this up. I'm going to release the fry that I have in those tanks, and then we're going to try and cull the celebes. Put them in their own little tank. Maybe I should keep the celebes and the frittata separate. I do have 220 longs on the bottom there that only have catfish in them. One of them has Synodonis, the other one has Habrosus. That's not a bad idea. That way, if I ever really need to, I don't know,
Alishan
use
said
inferior
chelated
to
iron.
X. Chelated iron. I don't know what that means, but sounds cool. Chelated. Is it like old school dudes used to put nails in the substrate to kind of add iron? It was back when nails were made of iron and not some sort of weird alloy. Most nails now are like... No, I'm pretty sure they're probably still iron based.
Benjamin Peters said, "Good morning, Jason and chat."
Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us. See, look at that. Even that Festum's over there, like harassing the Geo. It's like, yo. And the other Geo's like, I'm moving into your cave. And then the fire mouse like, get out of there. And then this guy's like, here comes the Festum, chasing him off. Be nice to get some more Festivals, actually. It'd be kind of cool. Dude's like flashing over there. I wonder what's up with that. See this guy? I don't know if it's because of the water, the temp change. Maybe it's too drastic. I mean, we're doing like a 50% water change here with cold water. I don't see anything on him. Doesn't look like he's got any. Keep an eye on it.
Window Licker #5 said, "So does the overflow maybe need some more holes in it for the sump?"
No, because the holes are pretty big. I think what happens is like snails get in there and they go down and then they start going through that water bridge. And I think they kind of slow the flow. If there's because those snails are babies, like little ones. So I don't know. These are working just fine right now. But I guess over the course of the week, it kind of something slowed it down. That's why I put it on the side, so it's easier now for me to pull it off and reset it if I need to, as opposed to being in the back there. Okay, I'll mess with it. Worst comes to worst. Oh, you're a little angry little dude. And worst comes to worst, I'll think about drilling a tank. I just have to be extra careful not to crack it. I mean, that glass is thin. Yeah, I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it. See? I knew the temp was dropping quick. I'll deal with that in a second. We're almost filling up here. Oh, my knees! Oh my god! 74.9. The alarm goes off if it gets below 75. Okay. We're almost done here. Let's see if we can plug this in. Bada bing, bada boom. Don't start, just start. Alright, cool. Alright. I'm calling this done. Stir up a little bit of mulm. You starting that filter. Alright, that's good enough. I'm going to turn that back onto its own little timer. Calling that done. Alright. Let me move this. Okay, guys, we're going for a ride. So, can we go this way? Yes. This is the tank we're going to be working on. Let me,
Window licker #5 said, how was the hatch rate with the heater? It's supposed to cool off here this week.
Well, all those little Celebes fry kind of like look like they spawned. There was only like a handful in there. Now there was like, I don't know if you were there earlier when we were showing those. There was a lot of little babies in there. So I think that is probably directly correlated to the fact that heat is in there now. The fact that all those little babies. This stupid thing is in my way. One of these days we're going to have to organize all this equipment laying around. Alright. Let me get specimen container, fish net, you guys see what I'm seeing? Let's move you over that way a little bit more. Okay. I don't know how much closer I can get without being in the way. About it. Here. Maybe we can do something. Oops. You can zoom in a little. Since we're all down a camera and whatnot. Probably good. These are the original colony of my Celebes. This is when I originally got my eggs from last year's summer tubbing. Well, that's not true. Well, put it this way. This is my Celebes original colony. I got them at some local fish store, and they were pretty drab looking. So I took the best looking ones I could find, and I moved a trio, reverse trio. It's like a male and two females, into this 10-gallon over here. And that's what I would put the mop in and was getting eggs from. So that trio is the parents. This trio is my F1s, is what I'm calling. Trio came from this colony. The F1s, I put their eggs in the summer tub last year, and I got that colony of F2s over the way there. Well, this algae, man, this is nothing but algae. And then I haven't done anything with the F2s, so I'm thinking I might start. But we're going to clear out this guppy grass and algae on the top first. I think this will help with... that's exactly what I was trying not to do. Oh well. Let's get it out now. Stirred up all the dirt. Damn it. It's going to make catching these fish impossible. Damn it. That's just to pull the substrate up. Oh, we're going to have to do a water change anyway. Let's add some. This is not going to fit. So let's do this. The reason I wanted to do this is because some of these in here are looking pretty rough. Like one of these guys is missing a jaw. A couple other have like deformed looking bodies. So I think I just want to separate them. Their genetics a little. Now, the question is, should I pull out some algae first? Oh, this is going to be a mistake if I do this. It's going to be a non-stop algae fest. What I should do is pull out the sponge. Clean that for sure. I am making a mess. That's Blackbeard. That's lovely. All right, we're going to rinse this real quick. We're going to start the siphon again and start doing the water tank. Whoa! Pull off some of this Blackbeard. Man, this one's filthy. This is one of those finer sponges too, so sometimes it just take a hot minute to clean. There, good enough. Let's put this back. Let's move this over. Let's take out some of this water. Try and get some of this mold out. Look at all this mess. This is like ridiculous.
Window Licker #5 said, "Is the merch still under your old name? The bot is saying so."
Yeah, that's actually the Teespring has always been under that. Even though I've changed it, it still remembers that as like the original name I set it as. So yeah, the merch is actually under Degenerate Fish Keeper. There we go. Pretty sure I just clogged that all up at the other end, so give me a sec. to unclog. Oh yeah, lovely. Actually, it might just be easier just to not use that and use gravity. Let's see how much we can get with just gravity. And the beauty of the gravity is this should not clog. At least not easily. All that. I lied about the not clogging apparently. Oh yeah. Whoops. Oh, we're hard locked up here. Ugh. Alright, that might have been a mistake. Gotta take this apart a little bit. Jesus Christ. Alright, I gotta take this apart at the seam here, because this first half is actually clogged. There we go. Been a little too much gravel, I guess. Still clogged. Don't have the warm and fuzzies, that's for sure. Alright, what is going on here? Of course. Gonna knock everything over.
Victor C said liked.
Thanks, Victor. I appreciate it. Because, you know, everything seems to not want to go my way. But this is still clogged. I'm not entirely sure what is going on here. Aha! there we go. There we go. Alright, so we're not going to make that mistake again. Or will I? As I continue to suck up all the moldy detritus. Yeah, it is. I'm not even sure what this is. This is all just like stuff laying on the bottom. Mulm. Apparently I don't get in here and gravel vac very often. Apparently this likes to clog up real quick. Although we are getting bigger chunks through this way. I just gotta make sure I don't suck up a whole bunch of gravel. Let's try and get the mulm. Just trying to get this like so it's not pea soup when I go in here to try and find fish.
Andy Carson said Python protector.
But I want to get this stuff out. I just wanted to stop clogging. That's probably as good as it's going to get as far as that goes. Alright, we're going to get about halfway. Pull out some of this algae. This tank is a mess. This is the tank that, this is like original Planet tank that I got Crips from Aquarium Co-op, and pretty much these Crips have been feeding like the rest of my fish room. I've been stealing from this tank for quite a while. It's been a while since I took any. We probably can. Alright, that's still draining. Let's make sure we're not clogged up over here. Oh yeah, that's lovely. A lot of blackbeard over here. Alright, that's probably good enough for now. If we can get the fish cold a little bit. Of course, I stirred that all up at the last second. Okay, trying to get the water out of the hose. And since I don't have the siphon going, I gotta drain the hose manually. There we go. Nice. Let's get that out of the way. Rinse the stuff down the drain. Good enough. Alright, let's try and catch some fish. Shall we? Problem is I can't tell who's what. Oh, I see that dude. That's one of the weird little... Maybe I should catch as many as I can and then start figuring out which
Elaine
ones.
said, "What is that substrate that makes the crypts grow so well?"
It's eco-complete. This is not going to be easy. Shit, I had him. Ah, I got him. I think this is the one that I've been eyeballing. It's got like the weird head. Oh, maybe not. Double check. He does have a weird little bump in his head. I don't think that was the one I was looking at though. Hey, what do you look like?
Window Licker Hash 5 said, "Was it Fishroom birthday last night? Was he telling people how he really feels again? Maybe sleeping it off?
Maybe.
Oh well." Elaine said, "Thanks, I'm going to get that."
Yeah, eco-complete. I think I might have mixed it in with a little bit of laterite. I don't remember. Everybody's down in this corner. Yes, that was the one. This was the one that I was definitely trying to catch. Yeah, this guy's got a weird, very weird about his head. Yeah, and his mouth. His mouth is like, I don't know if he's missing his jaw. Something's weird with that dude. These guys look normal. I might have gotten the two that I really thought were weird. Just trying to keep an eye.
Window Licker Hash 5 said, "That's a fish for Patty's Corner."
Yeah. Well, they're going in. I think that's another one right there. If I can catch him. Nope, missed him. You the weird one, or was the other one? I think it's the other one. Yeah, that guy looks normal. Yep, you were the normal one. Anything back there? Should be hiding on me, people. Where did that guy go? There's one more in here I want to get out. Pretty sure anyway. Take these glasses off. Hmm. Pretty sure it's you. Yes. All right. Double check. Put you in there first. Okay. Definitely that one with the weird mouth is in there. All right, let's just go through here real quick and see if we see anything else. It's kind of hard to see this at the moment because, you know, not the cleanest of tanks. Stuck on something. These guys look good. That guy looks alright. Kind of hard to tell when they're freaking out, too. I caught that guy. Whether he's the one I wanted to catch or not, we can figure that out. Alright. I think I've gotten enough out of here. So let's set this here. I don't know if you guys can see. That's the guy with the weird mouth. This guy actually looks like a total normal body shape, so maybe we put him back. Same with that guy. Anything weird with your mouse? Hang on, let me get the light.
Fisherman 64 said I heard Lisa saying, "Come here."
I think that guy's normal, and I think that guy's normal, so those two can probably go back. Let me get a... What do I do with that smaller? Here it is.
Here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a memory, falling on my head like a new emotion.
Yeah, I think he's fine. Go back in there. You got a weird bump in your head. You got a weird mouth. You look like you're okay.
Elaine said laterite is high in iron.
Yup.
Maybe that is what makes crypts grow speak well. Fisherman 64 said,
Maybe. It's been a
"Good
while,
morning,
though.
everyone, and you to Jasmine."
Good morning, sir. Happy belated birthday. Ugh. Alright. I think I gotten all the fish I'm going to get out of there. Maybe we steal some crypts. Let's try not to knock things over. Here, I'll use this. Crypts can go in there. Got that one. Ow. Ow. Not easy to move my hands like this. Oh, there we go. Making a mess. Alright, I'm just going to take those two. I don't want to take all the... Actually, this became 3. There we go. 3 crips. This is a dead leaf. Good enough. Now we should fill this back up. Maybe I should put I do have root tabs too I use every once in a while, and it's been a long time I've been using any root tabs. Apparently I spilled a bunch of water over here. Not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Soak that up for a minute. Okay, let's fill this up. I always used laterite in my freshwater tank since the 90s. Always worked well for me. Congrats. Yeah. Wait, I was going to add whatever. Let's just fill it up. You guys worry about that later. I'm going to put these guys down with the Synodontis. Probably do a water change in that tank too, just to make sure. So let's set these over here for now. Let's turn the light on this. This has got Blackbeard City, man. See a Synodontis tail?
Elaine said calcium and magnesium may help with bone malformation.
Well, I'm pretty sure I got a ton of calcium in my water, because we got hard water. Definitely have calcium like buildup on whatever on the tanks. Scale, that's the word I was looking for. I gotta make sure I don't overfill that when I'm over here playing with algae. I'll move you guys down in a sec, don't worry. I'm gonna try and pull some of this. Man, there's a lot of blackbeard. This tank, I think I need to put some fish in there because I don't think the Synodontis are doing a great job of cleaning up or eating the food that I put in, so I think it's creating a nutrient bomb. Let's put it that way. I'll deal with these crips in a little bit. Top this off. Boom. Okay. It's out of the way. Let's move this. All right, guys, you're gonna come down with me. Bear with me a second.
Elaine said just add some Epsom salt. Calcium works better with magnesium.
There you go. There you go. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Sorry. Here we go. This is the Synodontis tank. That is currently, I see 2 Synodontis back there. Petricolas? I think is what their name is. I always get this confused. They were like Synodontis lucipinus and Synodontis petricola, but now they're all just petricolas. Is that right? Blackbeard. The Blackbeard is like extra thick in this tank. Holy smokes. Like, this is what I was talking about. Like, I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but this Blackbeard starts to get like a silver shimmer to it That's when it's like in its prime. It's popping. Let me know if you want some extra thick Blackbeard. I mean, look at this. Look at that. Mm-hmm.
Alishan AS said there is only Petricola now.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm trying to remember that. Petricola. The Anubius is like covered, some of it. Gotta love. Nature abhors a vacuum, so it creates an algae mess. Alright, that's it. That's it. I'm just going to stick this on the glass for now. I am going to grab my trusty scraper. I clean this glass off real quick because it's just got nothing but diatom or mold or whatever. Actually, let's get this out of here for now. A little preemptive. I should scrape the glass first. Here's some Anubius, covered head to toe in Blackbeard. I can save some of this.
That's lovely.
Yeah, this tank is thick. Yeah, I'll set that there for now. I mean, it's hard to tell where tank ends and algae begins. Let's finish scraping this. There's some more Anubius covered in Blackbeard. Alright. Like here, this whole thing is just roots and everything are just covered. There's little feeder roots in the soil. Try and anchor it a little. Try and just get some of the bulk of this hair off of this rock. You kind of see what's happening in this tank. Disgusting. Alright, whatever. That's that. Let's get some water out of there. Oh my god, my back. Oh. Oh my god. Petrocolas. Yeah. I think I feed this tank a little too much. More than what the petrocolas
The
are eating.
moneyless maven,
Hey.
Shirley, said roar.
Roar!
I'm here.
You
I'm
made
not
it.
late. Everyone else is just incredibly early and precisely on time.
You're like a wizard. You arrive precisely when you mean to. Man. Lets me get. Sure this is unclogged over here. Pretty sure I just clogged it. Alright. Letting this drain. For all the mess I stirred up. There's like Anubias roots are just covered in blackbeard.
Window Licker #5 said, hey, peeps, 7:30 p.m. tonight. Game 7. Should
Uh-oh.
be a big crowd in Toronto tonight. Go Leafs go.
Go Leafs go! We'll see. See how those Leafs do. Try and bury this root. For the, like I said Anubias, it was pothos, that's what I meant. Alright, that's about 50%. Ow. Alright, let's turn that off. Go back over here. I still haven't dropped the fry off from earlier, so we're going to do that in a sec here. Look at this. This is like... Don't forget this little Nubius. Get these guys. Alright, that's good. Alright, we'll let them sit for a minute. Now let's do the fry. Let's release the fry.
Window Licker #5 said my mother lives near the CN Tower and the ACC. She hears the thunder of the crowds.
Oh, that's cool.
Said it was a really good time when the Raptors won the championship.
Alright. These guys are going in. Dun dun dun. Alright, hang on. Bear with me, we're going to go around the room this way. Because I'm wrapped around the center pole here. And here's these Gertrudes. Perfect. Look at them, nobody's even bothering them. Cool. Now I see a big wad of algae hanging out right here. So let's get that over there. Alright, I'm going to set you down a sec. Grab this. Let's go over here. Here's the other Sotheby's tank. These are the F2s I was calling them. Hang on. I gotta move some stuff here. Here we go. Now, these guys.
Benjamin Peters said, Jason, have you had any luck with any of your pseudomugils community spawning?
Yeah, well, like I said, I use a lot of spawning mouse. Man, there's a lot of hair algae in this tank. And I've been, but as far as like them breeding in the tank by themselves and like eggs surviving, nah, not so much. All right, let's pull all this out. This is all just a big mess. All big mess of wad of green hair algae mixed in with the, what do you call it? Guppy grass. The guppy grass here is kind of screwed. Get some of this algae out of here. We do a water change in this tank too, or at least drain this down. I think, if I remember correctly, there's only one fish in here that I was kind of unsure about, and it's because his tail. I don't know if his tail got damaged, or maybe it is that lack of calcium or magnesium or something. Because like his one tail just doesn't work. It's like half his tail is broken. Like the tail makes the V. I think it's like the top half is broke, or just is like floppy. We're gonna clean up some of this mold on the bottom here real quick. There's a whole bunch of crypts. Oh yeah, I forgot the crypts from the other tank. I'm gonna plant those. These are ones I got from the swap. This is Cryptocorn lucens, I think. It says it on here, doesn't it? Yep, lucens. I was putting them in here originally to kind of rehab them. I've been in here for a while now, along with this water lily. Let me make sure I got this end is unclogged. There it's not. There we go. Good. That should go quicker now. Just notice there's like barely any air coming out of this thing too. I'm curious if it's because
Cora Work said, Luke, who is your daddy?
Yeah, I think this is more or less an issue of airflow. Here, let's pull this off. Stick that down through. Getting like no air now, what the hell? Very little airflow, so we gotta... Oh. Grab that piece of algae. Let's go back over here. Stick that there. Let's wrap this up. Wrap it up. All right. Next, let's get some. I don't think I should fill it up yet until I catch some fish. So let's take this tank water, complete with snails. Let's get the net. Let me, I gotta fix the camera too. I just realized we're still zoomed in. So let me play around with that. There we go.
Gills
Yes.
to Garden said my airline disconnected from brine shrimp. Only a tiny bit had hatched.
Oh.
It's the rest trash now, and I should just start over.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the water's just going to foul up quicker than the fish are going to hatch, in my opinion. So I mean, feed what you can from what you just hatched, but for the most part, I think the rest of that's probably just borked. All right, let me trace this airline real quick. See if I can at least get it a little more opened up here. Whoops. Turned on the tank with my arm. Turn that light on. Where does this go? Why does it go all the way over there?
SWFL Aquatics said at least brine didn't drain on floor.
Yeah. That's a good thing, right? Oh, here, there's an air. There is a valve on here. Is that making it chooch more? I don't think so. Back over here.
Gills to Garden said I'm just going to dump it all. What hatched was dead.
Yeah. That's probably the best option. Alright, so then this comes back down here. So this should add to the chooch. Yes. That's what we needed. Okay. Let's put this all back. Let's try and get some of this hair algae out of there. Let's not destroy anything. Okay. Now, let's see if we can find the dude that's got the bent tail. Not you, not you. Not you, not you. Is it you? Yes, it is you. I see you. I see you in the back there.
Cheryl's boy toy, fishing net, said getting ready for a 300 miles of driving time for a granddaughter birthday party. regretting it already because of the drive time.
Yeah, I had to do that a couple weeks ago when my son graduated from college. It was a 3.5 hour drive one way. I mean, it was worth it, but man, what a long day. All right, I caught him. This is the guy with the bent tail. Let's put that back. I don't know if you guys can see it, but let's top this tank off over here. That's the only guy that I remember seeing in there that was kind of iffy. I mean, he's got great colors. It's just something was weird with his tail. Now, I don't know if that happened to like damage, you know, and the growing up in the tub and being moved and whatever. But, yeah. The other ones look good. So I'm thinking something might have happened like physically to this dude as opposed to genetically. But I don't want to take any chances, so I'm just going to move him. Move him out. Filling this up real quick.
Cheryl's boy toy fishing net said we just drove 2 hours each way for my son's graduation.
Yeah, I did that. Man, what a long day. But, you know, rewarding. It's a long time coming. All right, let's wrap this hose up. Get this out the way. I think we're done filling fish tanks for today. All right, let's still have those in crypts to distribute. So let's, first off, I'm gonna this here. I am going to take this. I'm just going to dump all this like outside in the garden, I think. Because this is a wad of algae and plants. Let's take this off of here. Rinse out these nets. Put them away. Good enough. Let's hang them up to dry. Let's move this dude. You guys see his broken tail? It's like the top part of his tail doesn't want to work. Now let's move him over to where the other ones are. Lucipinus. See? Petricolas. I just did it. Where the petricolas go. Let's turn off this light. Yep. All right. We'll let them acclimate for a few minutes. Let me grab the Anubias.
Window Licker
Actually, hang on.
#5 said, "What's up with those plants? Are you going to plant them?"
I don't know what's up with those plants. I haven't really decided. I'm going to grab some of this guppy grass from the top tank above here. And I'm just going to throw this back in there. We get some guppy grass growing in that tank again. There we go. Let me... Yeah, good question. What is up with those plants? I don't know. I kind of do want to put them somewhere, but at the same time, they're growing pretty good right here, so let's stand them back up so they're not falling all over. Put a squirt iron in there. Did that go in? Yeah, it did. For fun. Alright, let's get back over here. Turn his light back on. And let's throw this Anubias in there real quick. Or Anubias Crips. What's up with those plants? Are you going to plant them? I do want to plant them, but I was thinking, I wanted to originally plant them in this tank. But I'm really worried that the fish are just going to rip them up. So maybe I should plant them somewhere else. Okay. We got some Crips here.
Window Liquor #5 said, "Are you scared to move them because they look to be doing all right?"
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They're doing all right. Oops, I just broke that root. Oh well. Let's see how long that lasts. Let's go over here with this one. Yeah, that's exactly why. I'm scared to move them. And one more? Yeah. Where can we put this guy? Stick in here-ish.
Victor C said, "Depths unknown, thanks for live streaming."
No problem, man. Thanks for being here. Couldn't do it without you guys. Let's try and get some of this air algae out of that. Okay. We got 3 new plants. We'll see how that works. We'll leave that to go. Call it a day. On that, we got a couple minutes before we can dump the celebs. But I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of happy that I managed to separate the ones from the colony. Now, what I should do is put a spawning mop in the F2s, right? What do you think about that? Here we go. Take a green mop. This is the one that fell on the floor. I'm gonna rinse it. Put the F2s, spawning mop in the F2s, see what happens. They've been around for a year. Those are the ones I got out of the tub from last year. Alright, so I got F1s hatched in the fry rack. I took one of the spawning mops and put it in the tub. I think I might just use the F2s from now on for the rest of the season.
Gills to Garden said, "Other than feedings, how much time do you spend in the fish room daily?"
Well, I guess that depends. Some days it's, I just hear. Well, my computer room is like right off of this room, so I'm kind of always in and out of here. I just kind of go around and glance. Like every morning, besides feeding, well, I do feed the fry racks twice a day. Try to anyway, and the rest of the fish room at least once a day. Sometimes I skip a feeding on them. Depends, I guess. I kind of just when I'm in the room, I kind of walk around and notice. Some days I get a little more motivated than others, and I'll start doing like water changes on whatever tanks. We're all set up to bypass siphon water drain thing and let that cook for hours. So I'd say, I don't know if I'd go by daily. I'd say daily, probably maybe a half hour of actually doing something other than feeding. But if I were going to break it down to weekly, it'd probably be 3 to 5, maybe less. A lot of these are kind of set up on a, like set it and forget it. The only thing you have to do is water changes, honestly. Clean up some algae. As you can tell, I have no shortage of algae. But yeah, I'd say, 3 to 5 hours maybe. Not as much as I should be. All right. Yeah, those well, maybe what I should do is the tank that those plants are in. I should just plant them in there. That water lily's doing great. Here, let's go back over here. Seems to be doing pretty good. Lost a couple of leaves. I don't know. Not entirely sure. I don't know what I want to do. Half the reason I kept them in here is because
said, "Have you thought of discus maybe in the 75?"
I've thought of it. I don't know if I like the price tag attached to a lot of them. They're definitely nice looking fish. Maybe. I got, well, 3 75s, but one of them's a goldfish tank. An algae on my foot. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. Wouldn't mind. Just I don't know if I want to go discus. If anything, I'd probably do angels more than I would do discus.
Gills to Garden said, "I'm lucky. My desk is in my room along with my bed, so if I'm inside the house, I'm in my fish room.
Yeah, there you go.
I can see 15 if 17 tanks from the bed."
There you go. Well, my room is, computer room is like right, essentially the laundry room is right off the fish room, and my little workshop is off the laundry room. But it's a disaster in there. It's basically a workshop. I took my computer and put it on my workbench, and that's where I've been living ever since. Yeah, and I can see, I can see the one fryer, the one rack, the one that we just moved the fish out of, behind me. I can see a lot of that from the fish room, or from my computer. But I'm always walking in and out of this room, and every time I walk in and out, I'm always looking at a fish tank, seeing what's in there. That kind of thing. One of these days I gotta work on that saltwater tank, man. It is, it needs work. Here, I don't know if you can see it. That's the saltwater tank. Oops. It's a mess of cyanobacteria. Fish seem to be doing fine. It's just I haven't cleaned the glass in a long time. Oh, he's still here.
Window Liquor #5 said, "Is the garage the next house Reno?"
No. I'm almost done with that front room. I think after the front room, we were talking about, we have a spare bedroom upstairs that's already been revamped, except it became like overflow storage from when I was cleaning things out from down here and the front room. So ideally, we're gonna get things out of that room, spare room, and I am
Here
going to
comes
move my
the
computer to
rain
that room.
again, falling on my head like a memory, falling on my head like a new emotion.
And then once the spare room is emptied out, and I'm going to move my computer up there, and then that should be free up a lot of space. That'll free up garage. So maybe I could start working the workshop, you know? But that's not the priority. Priority is after the front room and the spare room gets cleaned out and computer moved up there. Then we're going to work on the living room, dining room, and the back room, porch. And then either going to be kitchen or bathroom. And then I think that's it. Well, then that's whatever I want to do. I got to do some work down here in the hallway. There's a whole bunch of stuff I got to do, man. I don't want to talk about it. It's overwhelming. Just trying to look at one thing at a time. Just want to get that front room done. Got to touch up some paint. Get that done this week. Then we can start moving stuff out of the spare room. Get the front room looking good. Well, the front room's probably going to become storage for a little while. Try to get it looking nice, and then we'll put stuff on there. And then I could work on the rest of the house, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's never ending.
Window Licker Hash 5 said I need to build a garage here, but the price keeps going up.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going to get any cheaper.
Fisherman 64 said, how can you stream if your computer is upstairs and you are in the basement?
Well, I have a laptop, and I was thinking about using that.
Said, and then you'll sell it.
Yeah, and then I'll sell it. Exactly. Yeah, after all these years of getting everything worked down to where I want it, I'll be like, all right, nothing to do here. Gotta move. All right. Folks, I'm whipped. I am going to spend what, 50? We'll give it a couple minutes. And then we'll free up those Celebes culls into their new tank. What do we got? 4 of them in there? 3 of them? 4 of them? 3, 4? I can't remember. I'll count them.
Fisherman 64 said, Jazrin, were you moving to Florida?
No, thank you. Florida is not my ideal place. I think if anything, I would go to southwest, not southeast. I could not live with the humidity in Florida. Holy cow, it's already humid enough here. Especially in the summer. Oh my god, it's nothing but humidity. I want to go somewhere dry. But I don't know, I don't see that happening. Never know. Guess I should start playing the lottery. And then where do you see the fish room? Although, if I do move, oh, that's all right. This is a pipe dream, but I had thoughts about renovating this workshop here and turning it into like another
WFL
fish room.
Aquatics said Florida has AC.
Yeah.
Fisherman 64 said, so you going to move to Tornado Alley?
No. No. I'm gonna live underground in a bunker. But anyway, the pipe dream would be you renovate this workshop here, get some fish tanks on racks and stuff, but I would automate the water changes. That would be my only difference. I would do something where I'd just, kind of like, what is it, Dean from Aquarium Co-op. He's got that pretty sweet setup. I think Aquarium Co-op has a new setup too with a auto water change. Press a button, it flushes so many gallons. Is that dude eating a root? He is eating a root. Should probably get that out of there. Scripts look alright. We'll see how long they last. Tried to bury them deep because, you know, these cichlids, they like to poke. See, look, there's a firemouth. He just came out. It's like the first time he ever comes out. Comes out to ravage those plants.
Fisherman64 said, "Oh yeah, I forgot you were going to become a prepper."
I don't know about become one. I think I'm already there. But, you know.
Window Licker
Can never be
#5
too
said move
prepared.
to Canada. The exchange would really help.
Yeah, it's true. True. Except Canada's kind of like the opposite of the way I'd want to go. Although I don't have a problem with the cold. The other half, she's miserable. When it's below 80 degrees, she's miserable. No, I joke.
Alishon AS said Dean spoke at ACLC meeting yesterday.
Did he? See, I got the emails on this stuff. I should read these emails, right? All right. I think it's time to free up those celebs. Into this Synodonus tank. And then it's time to wrap it up for this week. It's been we got a lot accomplished, I would say. You know, I got to cull those fish finally, so I think I start getting F3s. I can start hatching, I guess. I haven't really started. Let's see. I haven't really hatched any celebes since last year's summer tubbing is kind of where I did the majority of it. And those are all in that 10 gallon that I just took that one out of with the broken tail. A couple weeks ago, I started a mop in the F1 tank. And those are all the babies you saw earlier that hatched. So there's probably like, what, 2 dozen in there? Something like that. We'll see how many make it up to, you know, bigger size. But, so those would technically be F1s too because they're from the same parents. So I guess maybe we could put, when they get bigger and out of that hatching thing, we move them to the F2s. Then I think we should put the mop, maybe we get the F1s back to the, no, we should keep them separate in case we, isn't it like that whole thing, like it's so when you get so many down the line, you got to start back crossing, so you don't get like crappy genetics. Probably need to do a whole lot more research on that, so we'll just keep them where they're at.
Window Licker #5 said, "Watch out on the pond this week. The temperature is dropping this week here."
Yeah, I'm not gonna do much with that. I'm just gonna. There years past I did have a heater in there, but I think that was like overkill. Maybe for things when it gets. Let me see what the weathers are supposed to be like here next week or this week. According to this, the highs are going to be 69. Yeah, Wednesday looks a little cool. The lows are in the 50s. So I think we'll be right there. It's probably a little on the cooler side. Might not get any eggs hatching. I haven't put any fish in the tub. I've just been putting a mop with eggs in it in the tub. So we'll see.
Andy Carson said, "Thanks for another good stream, Jason. Everyone enjoy the rest of your weekend."
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for being here. Couldn't do it without you guys. Just be like another day of me walking around talking to myself in the fish. At least on Sundays I get to walk around and talk to other people in the fish room. Alright, I am going to dump these celebs in the tank. Good luck, buddies. This is the one with the broken tail. There you go.
Team Detritus said just stopped in to say hi.
Hey, what's up, Terry? How you been, man? We're just getting ready to get out of here. Dumping off,
Hero Works said go give Monty an algae wafer for me.
Oh, God. He used to be obsessed with them. Now, I don't even know if I told you this. I had to put child locks on my cabinets. Well, the one cabinet upstairs because Monty has figured out how to open it. And he goes in there, and he originally was eating the dog food out of the box, or out of the container. Breaking in there, he got into his treats, ate all them, ate all the dog food. A menace to society. So I had to get a child lock to stop him from doing that crap. Hang on, I might actually have a video of him trying to break in there. Let's see. See if we can get that real quick. I don't know.
Window Liquor #5 said long weekend here. May 24, Queen Victoria's birthday.
Well, it's going to be a long weekend for us because that's Memorial Day. In the United States, that Monday is the 26th. That's Memorial Day Monday. Trying to think. Oh, apparently my I just realized my phone has not been uploading any videos to the cloud since November. Interesting. Okay, so I don't have that video currently. I have to get it. Huh. Wonder why. Yeah, so yeah, but next weekend is a long weekend. Actually, next Sunday is my birthday. So I'll see you on my birthday, folks. It'll be a good stream. We'll do something.
Team Detritus said I bought a Harley Street rod.
Wow. Is this your mid-age crisis here? For fun? Yeah, man. Do it. All right, folks, it's afternoon. I appreciate everyone hanging out. As always, if you got any questions or comments, you can feel free to leave that below. I read all my comments. I answer any questions. I respond to most of my comments. Actually, all my comments. And then if there's anything that you need to show me, I have an email. Believe it or not. Whether I can show you with that email or not, a whole other story. Hang on. There we go. Yep, right there. Feel free to email me there if you got any questions or anything you want to show off. If not, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Hit that like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you're not. And we'll do it all again next week.
Said, thanks for the stream.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank each one of you for being here, because like I said, it would be a pretty boring stream without you guys.
Window Liquor #5 said don't forget Discord.
That's right. I always forget Discord. I gotta, Window Liquor, you gotta remind me on Discord not to forget Discord, because I gotta create like a thing for the bot, spit out that. But I don't have my Discord up at the moment. It's gonna take me long enough to figure that out. Maybe I do. Hang on. Let's go here. Oop, that's the wrong one. Depths unknown. Invite people. Whoops.
Fishing164 said, Jazrin, I have something I gotta show off.
Uh-oh. Go ahead. Send me an email. Anyway, I'll figure out this Discord thing later. I will get it to you guys. Debs Aquapets, good morning. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you all in the next one. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.